One of the best views you'll find in all of baseball. Downtown Pittsburgh in PNC Park. Tonight, Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. These two should provide some big-time fireworks. First pitch is coming up. Juan Nicasio, the right-handed native of the Dominican Republic, will be the starter. Eric, any thoughts?
Yeah, Matty, he's had a number of starts. Finally won his first game in his last outing. He'll be looking to add to that total here.
Into the box is leadoff man Jason Hayward, and we are ready for baseball.
Center fielder, Jason Hayward.
And the first pitch of the night taken for ball one as we're underway in Pittsburgh. Eric, we look at this Pirate ball club as they enter play here tonight. They came up a little short last time out, but they've still been one of the hotter teams around, winning 8 of their last 10 ball games.
And the month of June is really where you begin to weed out the contenders from the pretenders. And with summer right around the corner, these guys are really starting to play some of their best baseball of the year.
Scorch to third. Freeze is there. A quick out number one. With that, a look at the Cubbies' starting lineup. Steve, how do they lock up a series victory here on the road?
Well, they know they're playing on a team that has a great team ERA, so just a couple of runs can be enough for them to get victories.
Addison Russell will stride in now. 2 hits for him, including a home run in last night's contest.
Well, Matty just continues this string of his last 10 games where he's hitting over 300. He has those really, really nice games mixed in there.
And he'll find a way to dodge the shrapnel out there to make the play for out number 2. And with that, let's give you a look at how the Pirates align defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, Matty, Gregory Polanco has 3 traits that make him an incredible outfielder. He's got that frightening speed, fearless approach, and he's got an absolute cannon for an arm. That range of skills that he puts on display, breathtaking. He should be a factor in any game he's playing in.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Chop foul right at home plate. It's strike 1. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Tap foul at home plate. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. It's the Cubs 0, Pirates coming to bat. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Kyle Hendricks is on the mound for Game 2. What's your take on him, EK?
Well, guys, you take a look at that whip. It's under 1-2, which tells me he's been pretty darn effective all year long. We'll see how he does in this one.
John Jaso comes to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Leading off for the Pirates, catcher, John Jaso.
And a high strike there, 0-1. EK, as we look at the Cubs entering play here tonight, they've got to be considered one of, if not the hottest team in baseball right now. Winners of 8 of their last 10 ball games.
Yeah, and when you're playing good baseball, suddenly first place starts coming into clearer focus. They've really made up some ground here in this past week or so.
Hayward is there, and he has it for the first out. And here's how Clint Hurdle set his Pirates lineup for this one. Anybody catch your eye, Eric?
Well, Matt, I'm going to be paying close attention to Starling Marte. He's been hitting the cover off the ball lately, batting over .350 in the last 10 games.
Emilio Bonifacio will stand in for the first time now, and he's got that average up over the 300 mark to begin play.
Well, he didn't have a very good month last month at the plate. It wasn't terrible, but he did see that average take a decent hit.
And there are our umpires calling balls and strikes is Mr. Ed Drummond.
Well, Matt, Drummond is a really well-respected umpire. Pretty rare that anyone has a major beef with the way he calls a strike zone.
Called strike at the knees, 1-1. Figure we'll probably see a heavy dose of that sinker here tonight.
It's really a pitch he'll lean on, especially when he needs that ground ball, but even in situations like this where he's just trying to get ahead.
Sent on the ground out to second. Zobrist is there, in time to first, and there are 2 away. And with a quick breather here, let's take a look at the Cubs alignment on defense. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, we get to watch one of the best fielding teams in the league. They can go out and get the ball as well as anybody in all of baseball. Makes pitching a lot easier.
Gregory Polanco gets his first cuts now. The bases are empty, and there are 2 away here in the opening frame.
Yeah, nothing doing so far here. He kind of needs to put up a tough at-bat right here just to make this guy work a little bit.
Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. You got to figure that man right there would be more than happy to see this guy at the plate taking his swings with 2 out and nobody on all night long.
So would the guy on the mound.
2 out, nobody on. And he watches one split the middle here, 1-1.
And you know, I think it's going to be important that when guys get their pitches, they take advantage. There it looked like he was taken all the way, and he may not get another pitch that catches that much of the plate.
Swing and a miss as he pulled the string on him, 1-2. He may not throw a ton of changeups here tonight, but he's got a good one when he needs it.
And I think he will need it because this is a good fastball hitting team. Most teams are. So the more you can keep these guys guessing off balance, the better.
And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. Popped high in the air. Bryant coasts under it. And that retires the side. Second inning coming up from PNC Park with no score. Chris Bryant will get his first shot here. 2 hits in 5 trips a night ago.
Well, his last game was a breath of fresh air because he's been stinking it up lately. Under 200 over his last 10 games.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. In there at the knees, strike 1.
And that's about where he'll sit with that fastball, 93, 94. And that's plenty hard enough to blow it by guys when you need to.
Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
He's really off to a tough start in this series. Remember, he had the hat trick in Game 1 yesterday, and now he's got another strikeout here. Sometimes when you get in a rut like this, they're not always easy to climb out of.
Standing in now, Kyle Schwarber, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. The average for him at 267 on the year. 10 home runs and 41 RBIs. Look out, 2-0 now.
And we're going to see a lot more of this because this is a guy who's let it be known that he will work inside. He'll even back you off the plate if he has to.
In the dirt, it's 3-0 now. Jorge Soler will be next. No score here as we play inning number 2. chopped foul right at home plate. On the ground to the left side. Fielded by Freeze. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Well, that's just good pitching right there. Really ties him up with that fastball in on the hands. And he hits just a simple ground ball there for the easy out.
Jorge Soler will stand in, and as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against the southpaws than he does against right-handers. Into the windup and the pitch. Yeah. And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1.
Wow, he is spotting that fastball on a dime here early on.
Still looking for our first hit in the ball game. No, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
And he's really going to have to fight now. You got to take a little bit out of your swing and find a way to put this ball in play.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Cubs are down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Starling Marte will stand in now, and as you can see, he enters play with 16 home runs on the season so far. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact.
And that's right where you want to be throwing those sinkers. But he's doing a good job at the plate of not chasing.
A strike, and it's 2-1.
Count is 2-1.
And here's a ball hit in the air. And the Pirates have their first base hit.
Well, that hit extends his streak to lucky number 13 now. That's almost 2 full weeks where he's been swinging it.
Joe Mauer will stand in now as the National League's leading hitter entering play.
Well, right now he's in the prime of his career, so these are the years you'd really expect to see the best of what a guy's going to have to offer.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. Seemed to quicken his delivery to the plate on that last pitch.
Well, you got to remember the slide step does 2 things for you. It gets the catcher the ball quicker so he can throw a guy out, or it will hold the runner on first so he doesn't steal at all.
0-1, here's the pitch. And he takes something off there and had him way out in front for strike 2.
Now you got to beware of that sinker. I mean, he'd take a strikeout right now, but I think he still just wants this guy to hit the ball on the ground.
A pause and the 0-2. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2. Still no fastballs in the at-bat. It's been all off speed.
That's definitely by design. He's such a good fastball hitter. You don't want to give in to his strength.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And when he's down 0-2, he's smart enough to know guys are going to try and get him to chase. So now at 2-2, he's got himself back to a spot where he doesn't have to go after a pitcher's pitch.
Nobody out, runner on first. Now a throw over to first and a dive, but he's back. Runners going. Swing and a miss, strike three. The throw. It skips in and he's safe. Close play, but he's in there. So they can't get the strike him out, throw him out double play as there's a runner in scoring position now following the punch out. Coming to the plate now, Jung-Ho Gong. And he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here.
Oh, and it's so important to take advantage of these kind of opportunities early in a ball game. It can change the entire complexion of the game if you can put the other guys on their heels right away.
Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, this is the kind of situation where they came up short last night. They had opportunities, but they could never really cash them in. So you can bet they'd love to get something going on the board early here.
Line to the right side. Soler is there, 2 down. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with 2 away now.
This ball's just hit way too hard to think about tagging up and trying for third. So he's just going to have to be happy where he is right there at second.
David Freese will come forward now. Back in the lineup after being used as a pinch hitter last night. And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. Bottom of the second here with no score. Oh, 1 pitch, and he can't make contact on the bender. 0-2. You get that feeling that'll be a pitch we see a lot of as this game goes along.
And when he's throwing that thing good, a lot of times that's where it winds up. So these guys are going to have to prove they can lay off that thing in the dirt, or they're going to keep seeing it.
Grounded back up the middle. And this gets right through him, and that may be a run. The throw home. And not in time as the run scores.
Boy, he comes through with a 2-out, 2-strike RBI. That's a real confidence builder right there. And conversely, that's very deflating if you're out there on the mound.
Josh Harrison will stand in, and as you can see, his home and road splits there. He's been a much better hitter away from home. First pitch of the at-bat. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. A runner on first with 2 away. Grounded down the third baseline, but this will get foul for strike 2. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. So a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We've played 2 full. Pittsburgh leads this one 1-0. Number 40 will stand in now to lead things off. 7, 8, and 9 here to start the 3rd inning.
And maybe one of these guys can break this string of 6 straight retired to start the ball game.
Here's the first pitch to him. And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1.
Well, that one's at 94, so the velocity's good right now.
Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Now he's just running right through these guys. Absolutely worn them down.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Harrison has it. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
And I just think this is one of those swings where you just get committed a little bit too early. By the time he realized this thing was going to break out of the strike zone, it was just a little too late to hold back.
Settling in now, Kyle Hendricks. He'll get to take his first cuts here. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike.
I tell you, he's got a good pace, a good tempo to him out there right now.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. Cubs to this point have yet to break into the hit column. Out in front of that one, but he stays alive and will do it again on 0-2. Now a sharply hit ball back up the middle. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
How about that swing? That wasn't just a little bleeder off the end of his bat. He swung that bat like he knew what he was doing up there.
Here's Ben Zobrist now. Batting left-handed here as he takes a look at strike one. The average coming in, 257. 10 home runs and 30 RBIs. And here's one that misses to the Chicago second baseman. It's a ball and a strike.
And the reason he's working away so much here is because he's got that big hole on the right side of the infield to worry about. You don't want to give this guy something where he can just roll over a ground ball and still get it into right field.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Chop foul over towards the dugout. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
Wow, and he hasn't missed a beat since his last start. Remember, he had 9 strikeouts in that one, and he's well on his way to a similar performance right here.
Jason Hayward will get a second shot now. He grounded out to start the ball game.
Not really a good at-bat there. Forget getting out, but he didn't see any pitches as well.
In there, strike one. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball one.
He just about went around. He was lucky to put on the brakes when he did.
Two out with the man at first. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. One-two is an off-speed pitch. No dice. It's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. 1 left for the Cubs. It remains 1-0. Juan Nicasio digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
Juan Nicasio.
Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball one. Good cut fastball in there. 1-1. jammed him a bit there as it's fouled at the plate. Swing and a miss as he starts the third the same way he ended the second, with a punch out, 1 away. So with 1 away, a reminder we've got more Pittsburgh Pirates baseball for you in the week ahead as you take a look there at where we'll be over the next 7 days. John Jaso stands in for the second time. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, he put a good swing on it last time, so we'll see if he can make one fall here.
Sinker runs outside to start the at-bat, 1-0. And the sinker is over here, and that evens things at 1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
That's now 3 straight strikeouts going back to last inning. And whatever he's throwing, it's working up there.
Emilio Bonifacio stands in looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here, with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. And this is low, ball 1. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes to count now with the bases empty and 2 away.
Right now, they'd be lucky to just put one in play.
And a great inning here as he gets another punch out and strikes out the side in order. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. We're back with more on this Saturday night after this. Addison Russell is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he'll start the inning with a pitch that misses off the plate. It's ball 1. That evens it up, 1-1.
Nope,
no offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. To 2-2 now.
Well, I just don't think he was expecting that one, and it was the perfect time to just take a little off.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. Set to deal on 2-2. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Oh, I think he'd be real happy with a leadoff walk. Something just to get things started against this guy.
And he can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat.
And he was really late on this one. I mean, really late. You can see where the baseball is by the time he gets the barrel through. I mean, it's darn near in the catcher's glove already. That tells me he was probably looking for something else.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
Yeah, looked like he hit the target. That's a tough pitch to lay off, but he made it pan out.
No runs, just 1 hit. No errors so far for the Cubbies. This one's a strike. It's 1-1.
Right back inside with a fastball. This time, he got the call.
And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Halfway to 100 pitches. Here it is. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Fastball. Whoa, look out. That just about got him in the coconut.
Well, that might be his way of saying, look, enough of the foul balls already.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Now here's another pitch fouled off and heading for the seats, and he's just fighting to stay alive here. Still 2-2. And that nearly would have gotten him on the board. Instead, it's a long foul ball. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Hit hard, but right into the shift. On to first, and there were 2 down.
Now batting.
Yeah, and he had to range deep for this one, and you've also got to worry about that ball hitting the lip of the outfield grass. So you got to hang with it just like he did, and he made a nice play.
Chris Bryant is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
First delivery to him on the way. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
Anytime you can throw a first pitch strike to about 60% of the batters you've faced or better than that, then you should get pretty good results. And we're in the middle innings in this game, so that's pretty good.
Slider taken here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, after that last swing, I would have thought they'd go right back in, but that's actually not a bad location because I doubt he was looking for something out there.
And he gives this one a pretty good ride down the left field line. And this had home run distance, but it just does hook foul. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. They still trail 1-0. Gregory Polanco will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so against a guy who's definitely in a groove out there.
Yeah, he struck out the side his last time through, and they've got to do something to get this guy out of the role that he's been on.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. He'll start him with a sinker here, but that sinks a bit too much that time. It's 1-0. And he misses again. 2-0. Now a cut fastball finds the target, 2-1. A pretty dangerous spot for that one.
I don't think it was by design. It's one thing to miss your spots out of the zone, but when you miss in the zone, especially up, that's when you tend to get hurt.
Line drive to center field. Hayward is right there, one down.
Yeah, this game's unfair sometimes. If this ball's 20 feet to the left or right, he's got a lead-off double or maybe even more. Instead, though, this finds a center fielder's glove for the first out of the inning.
Here's Starling Marte. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball one. Perhaps a little low there. It's 2-0.
Two really close pitches to kick off this at-bat. Normally this guy would be all over him, but he's shown some discipline here with two good takes.
Gets the call on the changeup there, 2-1.
And we've seen a lot of that pitch here in the first 4 innings, and it's been real effective for him, and that's another example right there.
Chops it foul at home plate as the count moves to 2-2 now. And a swing and a miss as they caught him reaching that time, and there are 2 away.
First baseman, number
You know,
7.
it seems like every time we check these out and show motion, it always looks like the bat breaks the plane. Look here, sure enough, I don't think he holds up in time. Looked to me like that was the right call.
So here's Joe Mauer, as he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike one.
When you look at the way he's throwing the ball, he's thrown first pitch strikes to less than 40% of the batters that he's faced, and yet he's still pitching well, and we're in the middle of this ball game.
0-1 pitch on its way. Hit out towards second. Zobrist has it. And a bit of a high throw that time, but not much problem over there at first, as that will end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates, but they're up 1-0. Leading off the inning, Kyle Schwarber, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And in a pretty close game so far, they'd love to see this guy get on base so they can get a rally started to get back in this thing.
Here comes the first pitch. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike one. The pitch count there, 1 pitch into his 5th inning of work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed.
Oh, and while we talked, that pitch got away and ended up hitting him. So he'll head down to first on the hit by pitch.
Sometimes when your offense hasn't really been able to put a whole lot together, this can be all it takes to get you started. Now you've got the leadoff man on base. You force the starter into the stretch right away, and things can maybe take off from here.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Jorge Soler. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, and he went down in flames, too. Got him on just 3 pitches.
And he takes a pitch that's ruled a strike at the knees. Pretty liberal strike zone there. It's 0-1.
And you know what, guys? I have been really impressed so far. Not only has he used his fastball well, but he's also spotted it well. I mean, that is perfect location right on the knees.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1.
Well, one thing we've seen from this guy on the mound so far, when he makes bad pitches, they typically miss out of the strike zone. They don't miss in the zone where they can be crushed.
That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now. And he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 now in the ballgame for him.
Not only has he rung up a lot of strikeouts, but he still hasn't walked a batter to this point, so his control has been really, really spot on so far.
Stepping in now, number 40, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like he's trying to get a ground ball here. He's coming right after him, trying to get a punch out.
And he punches out another one, make it 9 for the ball game.
And if you want to see a guy get blown away at the plate, this is just one finger down 3 times in a row. He was just overmatched there.
In now, Kyle Hendricks. And he'll pop this one fouled off to the left, and it's strike one. No runs, just one hit. No errors so far for the Cubbies. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. And this one's up around the eyes, 2-1. Hitters count now. Here's the 2-1. Swung out and missed, and it's even at 2-2.
Yeah, 1 pitch away now from getting through 5 shutout innings. And I'll tell you what, the way he's throwing, this could turn out to be a night off for the bullpen.
And he will strike him out. 10 now in the ball game, and the inning is over. Cubs strand 1. They trail this one 1-0. Jung-Ho Kang comes to the plate as we get started here in the bottom of the 5th.
The shortstop, Jung-Ho Kang.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
And that's exactly where you want to put that thing. Start it right down the middle and trust that its action will cause it to drop.
On its way, the 0-2 pitch. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Chop foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Ready on 1-2. Now a sinker runs in on him a bit as he's got to step out of the way there. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air. Zobrist is there for it. Makes the play, 1 away.
Yeah, doesn't look like much has changed here to start this inning either. That's 8 in a row now he's set down.
David Freese stands in following an RBI single his first time through.
Yeah, and so far that's been the only real offense in this game. Good pitching we're seeing so far.
Sinker to open the AB in there for strike 1. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1. Here it comes on 1-1. Smoked on the ground left side. A dive, and he knocks it down. Low throw, and he can't handle the short hop.
The batter, number 5, second baseman, Josh Harrison.
Josh Harrison comes to the plate looking to put the ball in play. He went down on strikes last time.
Well, at the very least, he went down hacking. Striking out is one of the many frustrations that go along with hitting, and you have to accept that it's going to happen sometimes.
He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1.
That changeup away is his ground ball pitch. That's a good job to hold off.
One 0 count. Here it is. And he looks at a changeup in there. 1-1. Hard hit ball to second. Well, this is hauled in by the second baseman.
Well, that's a tough part of this game right here. You do everything right and get donuts. Absolutely nothing for it. You see, he goes with the pitch well, drives it the other way, but it's directly to the second baseman. He barely has to move.
Into the box, Juan Nicasio, as he'll take a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1.
Yeah, and it seems like he kind of got away from that pitch here in the last few innings. You got to think about bringing that one right back.
Liner towards second. In there, a base hit. The relay, but he is in there as they can't get him at second.
Boy, he's doing it all out there so far. Not only is he pitching a great game, but he gets in on the act offensively as well.
John Jaso digs in, and we'll see what he can do here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, a couple of ducks on the pond out there looking to make that trip home. This is a big 2-out AB right here, guys.
Right there for strike 1. And he watches one dip low and inside for a ball. 1-1. One and two as the changeup had him out in front there.
And now what do you go with here on the 1-2 count? I got a feeling that this one won't be in the strike zone either.
Towards second. And that is through into center field, a base hit. In quickly with it is Hayward, so that holds the runner at third base.
And you can see the pitching coach heading for the mound, and this is nothing more than just trying to reassure your guy and give him a chance to compose himself. And he's been great so far, so there's no reason to think that he can't work out of this.
Emilio Bonifacio will stand in now, and suddenly the bases are loaded here with 2 away.
Yeah, this sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it? But when you've got a guy reeling out there like he really doesn't know what hit him, boy, it's time to put the pedal down.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. Hits the bottom of the strike zone here with the sinker. Strike 1.
And you know, this is a guy that loves the ball down and in. It's one of the locations he really covers well, so they're going to want to mix their spots here.
Bases are loaded here, 2 down. swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Out in front of that one, may have been looking fastball. Good job just to make contact. Swing, and he pops him up, and this should get him out of it. Russell is there as he makes the catch, and they'll tightrope out of danger as he strands the bases loaded. Ben Zobrist will come in now to start things out here in their half of the sixth as they look for a reversal of fortunes here. The first 5 innings have not been particularly kind to them.
And I think that's putting it mildly. Just one hit in these first 5 innings. They're going to need to do a better job of finding good pitches to hit. But that fella on the mound has not made it easy on him, and that's for sure.
And he misses with it, 1-1. One and two now as that one's fouled off. One and two, here it comes. And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
Now batting, the center fielder.
Well, in case you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot of these so far. 11 for him in the contest all told, as he just continues to mow down the opposing lineup here late into the ball game. Jason Hayward will stand in for the 3rd time now, still without a hit, so that streak could be in a bit of jeopardy.
And I think that's in the back of his mind, but it's not something he's really focused on. He just wants to get up there and put a good swing on the ball.
He'll start him with a fastball down and in for a ball, 1-0. Two and
on 2-0, this is where he's the most dangerous up there. I know it's a fastball count, but I would maybe think about something else.
Swing and a line drive, but foul. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. And this is something we've seen a lot from him recently. He's worked his way into another good hitter's count.
Yeah, it's not unrelated either. When you're going good at the plate, usually means you're being selective and you're not getting yourself out. And when that happens, you'll find yourself in these kind of counts.
Looking to avoid his first walk. Hot shot on the ground is short. Throw in time at first for out number 2. So the shutout's still intact here in the 6th as we check out the league leaderboard for team ERA.
Yeah, and there you see where they rank in that stat category. And it's always nice to know that whoever steps on the bump for you, you're going to have a chance to win. A lot of teams are envious of that stat, and these pitchers, they deserve a lot of credit for what they've accomplished so far.
Addison Russell will stand in for the 3rd time now, still without a hit, so that streak could be in a bit of jeopardy.
And I think that's in the back of his mind, but it's not something he's really focused on. He just wants to get up there and put a good swing on the ball.
Boy, when you stroll to the plate with an 11-game hitting streak and then you bang out another base hit and take it to 12, you got a little swagger about you.
Anthony Rizzo will get a shot here with 2 away and a runner at first now following the base hit.
And that 2-out single seemed harmless enough, but anytime you extend the inning to allow this guy to get a shot with a runner on, you better be careful.
Hit hard to short. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. One left for the Cubs. They're down 1-0. Gregory Polanco gets things started here in the 6th for the hometown team.
And you know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off an inning for you. He makes good contact and he can run.
Cut fastball taken for strike one. Now for that man right there, only the one run allowed. How discouraging is that when you're pitching your heart out and you're just not getting the support?
Well, the good pitchers really don't let it get to them. They know that it cuts both ways. Sometimes you give up 5 runs and your guys score you 8. You just have to focus on holding up your end of the bargain.
Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. And he makes the throw to first. Polanco is retired, and there's one away.
Yeah, a nice job behind the plate. He wants it low, so he's got a good idea that this ball might be in the dirt, so he's able to smother it and then make the strong throw to first.
Cubs have someone working in their bullpen now as a right-hander's begun to get loose. Here's Starling Marte as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one.
You know, he's pitched a really nice ball game to this point, but this is a big moment for him. Getting through the heart of this order at this stage of his outing would be huge.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. On his way to second goes Marte. And he'll cruise into the bag at second with a one-out double.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. There's no denying he's been swinging one of the hottest bats on the club, if not the entire league, and he comes through again with his second hit of the ball game. This one for 2 bases.
So here's Joe Mauer as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce one foul for the first strike. And now the Cubs bullpen will start working here as both a lefty and a righty are up. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. A swing from Mauer as he pulls this on the ground out to second. Throw to first is in time as Mauer becomes out number 2.
You get a look there at his pitch breakdown so far. Well, that sinker of his is a great weapon to have, and he picked the right spot to use it there.
Jung Ho Gong will dig in now. He's lined out and flied out in 2 trips.
Been hitting the ball pretty well, though, despite the offer so far.
Trying to keep the game close. Here's the pitch. And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball.
And with 2 outs, you want to make sure those guys earn that run. Well, don't let them score on a wild pitch.
2 outs here with a runner at third. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. One and one. Here it is. Fly ball out to right field. Soler is there, and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. Pirates leave 1, but they're on top 1-0. Back here in Pittsburgh, it's on to the 7th inning with the Pirates leading in this one. But before the inning gets underway, let's check out the game summary to this point. Chris Bryant will come forward now to begin the 7th inning in what's been a very briskly played ball game here tonight.
And that's what happens when you get 2 starters that are on top of their game. It's been great pitching, great defense, not a lot of base runners, and a very even game through 6 innings.
0-1.
And a swing and a miss at a pitch well off the plate. It's strike 1. Yet again, another first pitch strike.
And it's a big reason of why he's having the success he is. You establish the count in your favor right away, and it just opens up the door to so many more options going forward.
1-1. And he lays off for a ball, 2-1.
A much better approach here at the plate so far. He's not working from behind in the count like he has his first few at-bats.
On a good pitch there, had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2-2 now.
Oh, another good pitch there. I'm not sure he's thrown a bad slider tonight. Every one of them has had a ton of movement.
Grounder down the line at third. Freeze has it. And a bit of a high throw that time, but no problem over there at first as they record the out.
Well, this is one of those situations where his guys got him the lead early on, and he's been in complete control ever since. I mean, he's barely been threatened out there.
First offering on its way. Kyle Schwarber stands in for the third time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. That one will get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. Fastball, then this one runs in on him as he has to dance out of danger there. It looked like he was giving him the evil eye down there, and I can't say I blame him.
Yeah, well, he's already been plunked once, and I don't think he's going to stand for too much more of that.
Oh, and not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1.
And a good job here of making him throw a lot of pitches. He probably doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank, so the more you make him work, the better your chances of getting a mistake.
In time to first, and there are two away.
Another guy retired there. You see his pitching line to this point. It's phenomenal. Just 2 hits, both of them are singles. He's hardly even been in trouble. Thorough domination so far.
Jorge Soler will stand in, and he, like so many others, hitless in the ballgame so far.
Well, we've been talking about it a lot, but this offense is just getting shut down right now. And we've seen some really fantastic pitching in this one.
And just past his outstretched glove into left, a base hit.
And they're able to keep the inning alive as you check out the numbers on his performance so far. That's just the third hit he's allowed to this point. He's been pretty much in control the whole way.
Number 40 will dig in. 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Now time is called as both guys in the bullpen are ready to go. He's set. Here it comes. In there, and it's 0-1.
Now you've got the tying run over at first. 2 away. He's going to be looking to try and find a gap right here and bring that guy all the way around to score.
A runner on first with 2 away. Chopped weakly to the left. Reined in. Throw on to Mauer will be in time, and that retires the side. Cubs strand 1. It remains 1-0. David Freeze steps into the box as the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1.
This guy's kind of walked a tightrope all game long. He's only thrown first pitch strikes to 50% of the hitters he's faced, and yet pitching a very good ball game.
To short, hit hard. And a rather easy first out.
The batter, number 5, second baseman
Josh Harrison will dig in now. He's struck out and lined out in his first 2 at-bats.
Yeah, he hit that ball pretty hard on the line out. He just couldn't get it to fall for him.
And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Hits it high and deep out to center field. Back goes Hayward. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning.
now batting.
I think he might have gotten into that home run trot a little early. Off the bat, I think he thought that this was out of here, but winds up just shy of the wall out there in dead center field.
Matt Joyce will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Matt Joyce.
Lays off 1-0. Not the first time he's felt the squeeze tonight.
Yeah, he's looking and saying, what do I got to do to get a strike?
Right side, defense aligned perfectly. And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. Chris Coughlin will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run.
Chris Coughlin.
Tony Watson will be summoned from the bullpen now as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
Watson.
Swing and a miss on the slider, 0-1.
And he's always so tough on left-handed hitters. That slider is just so difficult to pick up.
Called strike 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Way outside. 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches, but now on 2-2, I don't think you fool around anymore.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a little tapper, but it gets foul. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning. Pitching certainly has been on display in this one, and there's the evidence of it right there. 1-0 our score, as there are an awful lot of zeros on that line score to this point. Ben Zobrist stands into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one. A changeup floats outside here for ball 1. And this is lifted high in the air down the right field line. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
You see this ball start slicing away from him toward the end here, but he winds up staying right with it and running it down.
Here's Jason Hayward now, as he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. And that gets through, so he'll have his first base hit, make him 1 for 4 in the game now. Cutting it close here, but he comes through in the 8th to extend his hitting streak.
You kind of wonder why guys would pitch to him in this situation. You know someone wants to end this streak, but he just finds a way to get another hit.
Here's Addison Russell. Off and running is Hayward. Pitches a cold strike. The throw. And he'll be tagged out at second base. Trying to get into scoring position, but instead the inning is over. 1 hit in the inning, but no one left. Home half of the 8th straight ahead. It's the Pirates 1 and the Cubs 0. Travis Wood will come on now to make his 30th appearance of the year so far.
Travis Wood.
Striding into the box, John Jaso. He singled his last time up.
Catcher.
Now a fastball on the inside corner, and he takes a look at strike 1. Very weakly on the ground, but that one rolls foul. Wood has his target. Here's the 0-2. Tries the slider to ring him up, but he lays off 1-2.
Not a real good 0-2 there. You don't necessarily want it in the zone, but you do want to at least give him something to think about.
To first. Rizzo is there, and he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
Now batting, center fielder
Emilio Bonifacio will stand in. He flew out his last time up.
And that's just not really his game. Anytime he keeps it on the ground, he's got a pretty good chance of beating out a hit.
And that's in there for strike 1.
And, you know, if you're going to challenge a guy up in the zone with a fastball, why not do it on the first pitch? A lot of times he's going to be taken anyway, and you just bought yourself a strike that you can now throw anything off of.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. There to pull it in is Soler, and there are 2 away. Gregory Polanco will stand in, and they've been able to hold him in check so far. 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that he's been a non-factor in this one. Usually a major force in their offense.
And that's lifted the other way out to left. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Welcome back to Major League Baseball on the show from Pittsburgh, PA. 9th inning about to start in this one. Addison Russell will be tasked now with leading things off in their half of the 9th as they'll try to do something to prevent being shut out.
And whatever they've done for the first 8 innings hasn't yielded a whole lot so far, so quite frankly, I'm not expecting too much.
So a save opportunity now here in the 9th, and on to try to wrap this one up is a guy who's made it back from some serious arm troubles the past few years, the closer, Neftali Feliz. And we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here, 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th.
Well, this bullpen's picking right up where their starter left off. This has been a real team effort on the mound so far.
Anthony Rizzo will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the better hitters in this lineup, and that's why he's in the middle of the order. He just hasn't been able to get it going today. It happens.
1 out, nobody on. This is line to left. A screaming base hit here, his first of the night.
Well, even when you keep him in the ballpark, he can be trouble. Here he's right on this pitch, and he smokes it into left field for a solid single.
Chris Bryant comes to the plate now with the tying run at first, so he'll be looking to drive a ball into the gap here. Here's a first pitch slider that just tails out of the zone. It's ball 1. Nervous time now in that third base dugout.
Heck, nervous time up here. My heart's racing, and I'm just watching this game.
Left it up in the zone, but it's a strike, 1-1.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
Feliz sets. 1-1 pitch on its way. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. And he is down on strikes again, so get your hats out. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game.
Boy, this has been a real nice series for him so far. That's 6 strikeouts right now in this series alone. Man, that's a rough weekend at the ballpark.
Into the box now, Kyle Schwarber, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. Outside at 94, 1 ball and 1 strike. Had nibbled the corner there, but missed 2-1. And this is swung on and missed, so the Cubs are down to their final strike here. They're ready to raise the Jolly Roger. 38,000 plus on their feet at PNC. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
And now 3-2, 2 out. He'll be helped by the fact that that runner will get a head start out there.
2 out with the man at first. Crowd on its feet. Here's Feliz to the plate. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. And he struck him out for out number 3, so that'll wrap things up here as they leave the possible tying run stranded at first.
Wow, just a really great game to watch from beginning to end. A well-pitched 1-0 ball game. This is just a broadcaster's dream.
Time for one final check of the line score as you see the key players there in this shutout victory. Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, he was really overpowering guys out there. Look at the line score. He winds up with 11 strikeouts, and he definitely was a deciding factor in this one.
So that just about does it. For EK, Psycho, and the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, get those smartphones and tablets out and head over to theshownation.com. The Pirates win it 1-0. Good night from Pittsburgh.
Here now is our final line score tonight for the victorious Pirates. 1 run on 6 hits.